Community Outreach Ordinance. We are live at www.facebook.com/CP Brenda Jones. And we will have questions and answers at the end of the slide presentation. At that time, if you have a question, you can press *9 if you are on the phone, or you can post your question on Facebook if you are on Facebook. Joining me today are awesome people. Shannon Dulin, who is Comcast Government Relations Manager. Again, good afternoon to you, Ms. Dulin.
Good afternoon, Council President Jones. Good to see you.
Good to see you. We have Mr. Bowman, City of Detroit Executive Director of Development. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Council President. How are you?
I am blessed by the best. Thank you for asking. And we also have Mr. Solomon II, who is the General Manager of the City of Detroit, Department of Neighborhood. Again, good afternoon to you, Raymond Solomon.
Good afternoon to you, Council President. Thanks for having me.
And it is good seeing again all three of you. Since March, and we don't know for how long, much longer, I see COVID-19 has completely changed the way the City of Detroit and many more operates when it comes to official business, such as council sessions or community engagement informational meetings, like the one we're having today. All of these meetings are now done on the Zoom platform. I don't know, Kai and Raymond and Shannon, you guys might be too young to remember the song by the Commodores, Zoom, 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 I like to fly away from here. That's how I feel. But I don't want to fly away from here because I'm scared. I'm scared of the virus. So I'm going to stay right here and I'm just going to keep zoom, 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 zooming on. While citizens can call on the phone and listen to the meeting, in order to receive the full benefit of seeing the panelists and the presentations, you need internet access to either join the meeting on Zoom or watch it on Facebook. You may recall last month, I spoke about council unanimously approving my resolution urging the City of Detroit to partner with corporate entities to ensure every household has access to the internet. And I'm going to say that again, every household has access to the internet. We have a young lady here who will tell us how Comcast is already offering very low cost internet essentials to help bridge the digital divide in our city. This access to the internet will be very important in the near future as city government continues to as city government continues to remotely handle their business and conduct business in the community doing the outreach and the engagement. And so we'll be doing that remotely. So, Ms. Dulin, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Council President Jones, and thank you again for the opportunity to be a part of today's meeting. I'm going to share my screen. Can everyone see the screen?
No.
Can you see my screen?
No.
Oh, not yet, Shannon.
We can see your screen.
Uh-oh.
We can see it now.
You can see it now? All right, thank you so much. So again, my name is Shannon Dulin. I serve as the Government Affairs Manager for Comcast, and I'd just like to briefly share some information with you today about Comcast Internet Essentials program, and I hope this information will be helpful. Just to provide some background, Comcast launched Internet Essentials about 10 years ago, And the goal of the program is to help close the digital divide. And since launching the program, it's grown to become the nation's largest, most successful and comprehensive broadband adoption program for low-income households. And we're proud to say that since that time, we've been able to connect approximately 8 million people across the country to the internet. So I want to tell you a little bit about the details of the program. So again, the goal of the program is to help close the digital divide. And the program does that by addressing the 3 major barriers to internet adoption. And those barriers are, of course, the cost of the service, secondly, the cost of a device, and also understanding the relevancy of and how to navigate the internet. And so the program provides 3 things: affordable internet service. We provide internet service at 25/3 speed for $9.95 a month plus tax. There's no contract or credit check. There's also no installation fee for Internet Essentials customers, and in-home Wi-Fi is included. The second thing the program provides is the opportunity for families to purchase a low-cost computer for about $150 plus tax. Those computers are they are internet ready. You can choose between a laptop or a desktop. They come with a 90-day warranty, and they are also equipped with Windows software as well as security software as well. And then the other thing the program provides is digital literacy training. And so we provide that in a few ways. We do that online, in person, and then under normal circumstances, if we weren't in a COVID environment, we do partner with area nonprofits to deliver training in person as well. And so to be eligible for the program, there are a few requirements, and I'd like to just walk through those. For households to be eligible for Internet Essentials, they would need to qualify for a few different public assistance programs. Those would include the National School Lunch Program, Head Start, public housing assistance, that would include HUD and voucher programs, Medicaid, SNAP, TANF, SSI, WIC, VA pension, and other programs as well. And then we would also need to live in an area where Comcast provides internet service, which of course we do throughout the city of Detroit. You also cannot have subscribed to Comcast internet service within the previous 90 days. And the reason for that is that the program, again, is an internet adoption program. And so it really is targeted to help families that have not been able to connect to the internet before. And then the last requirement would be that you don't have an outstanding debt due to Comcast that's less than 1 year old. If that debt is more than a year old, Comcast will forgive it for the purposes of signing up for the program. However, in light of COVID-19, we've relaxed that policy so that through December 31st, even if your debt is less than a year old, Comcast will forgive that debt so that you can sign up for Internet Essentials. And to apply for the program, we've tried to make it a really simple process to apply. There are a couple different ways you can do it. You can either use a mobile device and apply at the Internet Essentials website, which is www.internetessentials.com, or you can call our Internet Essentials hotline at 1-855-8-INTERNET, and that's 855-846-8376. And I'd just like to mention that when you call that number, you're being connected to an Internet Essentials call center. We have a special call center designated for this program only. So when you call that number, they're not able to talk to you about any other services other than the Essentials program. And then you would just submit your application. We've also tried to further streamline that process by approving certain schools and public housing properties. So for example, in the city of Detroit, because Detroit public school students receive free lunch, all of Detroit public schools are considered auto-approved, and so any student attending any of those schools would automatically meet the income requirement for the program. And then once you're approved, you will receive a self-installation kit, but if professional assistance is needed to install the equipment, we will do that at no charge for our Internet Essentials families. And there are a few different ways that we spread the word about the program. And certainly if anyone watching today would like to share this information with others, we do have materials available at our Internet Essentials website. This is just a sample of a flyer. We do make them available in about 16 different languages. So they are available in English and Spanish, Arabic, Bengali. We've got a few languages that we can make them available in. And we provide these to anyone that, again, is interested in helping us spread the word. We'll provide any quantity you need of flyers, brochures, or posters at no charge. And the other thing I'd like to mention is that in light of COVID-19, and you'll see it here in red, we are offering 2 months of free Internet Essentials service to new applicants. And that is if you apply by December 31st of this year. And again, we'd have waived the debt policy so that that doesn't prohibit anyone from being a part of the program. If you have outstanding debt to the Comcast through the end of through the end of this year, we will waive that again for the purposes of signing up for the program. Again, I would ask you that if you're interested in more information or have further questions, please feel free to visit the Internet Essentials website, and I'll give that information again. It's www.internetessentials.com. And the phone number for the program is 1-855-8-INTERNET. That's 1-855-846-8376. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much for that presentation. I'm sure you shared much information that people did not know. I even took some notes myself. So I have notes that I've taken myself. I know you have to leave because you have another meeting, but do you have a minute just in case there are a couple of questions?
Sure, absolutely.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from any of our callers? She has to leave, so I want to give our callers an opportunity to ask their questions if they have a question. If you press *9 from the phone, we will be able to see your hand raised. I do see one caller, and that is caller 388. I see two callers, and I don't know if we have anyone from Facebook. So I'm gonna ask if we can unmute caller 388. Caller 388, you have the floor. Please ask your question.
Thank you very much. I would just like to know one more time, what is the internet address that we send requests to if we want to receive materials?
So what you can do, we have an Internet Essentials website. It's internetessentials.com. And once you go to that website, there's a tab at the top right that says Partner Community. You can register there as a partner for the program and then order marketing materials at the website, and we will direct ship them to you at the address that you provide.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
If we can unmute caller 290.
90.
Caller 290, you are unmuted.
Good afternoon. I'm Denise Lomax, and good afternoon, President Council Jones, Solomon, and I don't know the other gentleman. I'm sorry. My name is Denise Lomax, and this will be directed to Comcast. I run a program, a mentoring program for youth, and I have 5 houses that I'm renovating. So I was wondering, how could we get free computers for our children? You know, would they be able to donate some stuff to us for our block and, you know, get this internet service as well for our house?
So the internet service, again, we do service homes throughout the city of Detroit. So you would certainly qualify in that regard for the Internet Essentials program. And then as our community outreach efforts, we do in some instances work with nonprofits to assist in providing computers. I'd ask that if you could leave your information, or if you could send your information to me, and then we can talk about your programming further, that would be great. And I'll give you my email address. I'll give you my email address if you have a pen and paper. It's Shannon.
I'm ready.
Okay, it's Shannon, SHANNON _ Dulin, DULIN at cable.comcast.com.
Cable Comcast?
Cable.comcast.com.
And your last name again?
Dulin, D-U-L-I-N.
Who?
Dulin, D-U-L-I-N.
Okay. Thank you.
Council President, we do have one person on Facebook with a question.
Okay.
The question is, does someone who receives a regular pension, are they able to receive the service also from Comcast?
Shannon? I think she has frozen out on us. Shannon? Okay. Did anyone by any chance write her email address down where we can email her, or someone interested can email her to get that information?
Yes, I will do that, Council President.
Okay, we will email the Facebook person to give them that information. Looks like somehow she frozen out and we lost her. So we are not able to give them directly that information. Okay. Do we have any other callers that had any questions that we need to email them? I don't want to ignore anyone. If we have any other callers, we
There were
will
no
get
other
that
callers.
email information to you.
Council President, there were no other callers that I saw on Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So now we're going to, I want to thank Shannon, even though we missed her. We lost her. We're going to move on to the Community Outreach Ordinance. And we have joining us for that ordinance a couple of good people, a couple of more of good people. She has come back and she is in the waiting room. So if we can let her in so that she can respond to that question, please.
The question is she back in? Okay, the question was, Shannon, we had a question from someone on Facebook asking if someone is receiving a regular pension, are they able to receive the Internet Essentials also?
The way that I understand it is being defined, it's a veteran's pension. However, a complete list of the eligible public assistance programs is available on the website.
Okay, can you give the website just one more time?
Sure, yep, it's www.internetessentials.com. Again, www.internetessentials.com. And I'll also give the phone number again as well. And that phone number is 1-855-INTERNET. And that's 1-855, oops, I'm sorry. 1-855-846-8376. And that's again the number directly to the Internet Essentials call center.
Okay. Do we have, I think, I don't see any additional hands, and I do know that Shannon does have to leave. So we thank you for being here with us. And is there an email address that they can contact you on if there are any additional questions?
Sure, my email address is shannon_dulin@cable.comcast.com, and I'll spell that out. It's SHANNON_Dulin, and that's D as in David, ULIN @cable.comcast.com. And I'd be happy to answer any additional questions.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for being with us this evening, this afternoon, and have a wonderful and safe remainder of the week.
Thank you so much, and thanks again for the opportunity to join. You do the same as well. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so now we are going to begin with the Community Outreach Ordinance proposal and presentation. Okay, the Community Outreach Ordinance is a process for community information, notification, and comments. And it is sponsored by myself, Detroit City Council President Brenda Jones. What is the Community Outreach Ordinance. It is an opportunity for the community. It is an opportunity for the community to be informed and to provide comments on specific actions taken by the mayor's office prior, and I'm going to say that again, prior to City Council's approval or administrative action. Any items related to the Community Benefit Ordinance any items related to the Community Benefits Ordinance are explained and not exempted from this process. Hold on for one moment, please. I'm having just a little complications with my technology. Okay, any items related to the Community Benefits Ordinance are exempt from this process. And if there are concerns with development thresholds and other items, the Community Benefits Ordinance is currently being amended. If you have any questions, you can follow up with Linda Wesley at wesleyl@detroitmi.gov. That's WESLEYL@detroitmi.gov. And that is if you have any concerns with development thresholds and other items. The Community Benefits Ordinance is currently being amended, and you can follow up with Linda Wesley. The Community Benefit Ordinance items are exempt from this process. This ordinance does not prevent additional outreach. So if there is additional outreach that the community is asking for, or that the administration wishes to give, or that anyone wishes to give, the ordinance does not prevent them from giving that additional outreach. This ordinance does not prevent any additional outreach required by law. So if state law or any other law requires that additional outreach to be given, that law must still be followed. What is the community engagement resolution? Some items were not able to be added to the ordinance due to the fiscal impact or a violation of the separations of powers as laid out in section 4-113 of the charter. However, the ordinance will be accompanied by a community engagement resolution expressing support for community engagement actions. So there were some things that we wanted to add, or that the community wanted us to add, but due to the separation of powers in the charter, we could not add them, and so we are putting those into the resolution. The ordinance will be accompanied by a community engagement resolution expressing support for community engagement actions. If you'd like to add language to the resolution, you still have the opportunity by emailing Barnes, BARNESJA @DetroitMI.gov. Again, If you would like to add language to the resolution, the community engagement resolution, you can add that language to the resolution, or we will review that language if you contact and email Barnes, BARNESJA, at DetroitMI.gov. What type of outreach is required? The different types of outreach. First, you have, or let me just say, you have various types of outreach, and it's flexible to ensure that outreach is able to occur in all conditions, including but not limited to staffing and/or financial restrictions. For items that require City Council approval, if the City Council is not satisfied with the outreach type, the item can be held at the table and require additional outreach. The types of outreach notice. There can be in-person outreach meeting. There could be a digital, there could be an outreach alert following that in-person outreach meeting, or there could be digital comment process, a digital survey, or a digital outreach meeting. So again, an in-person outreach meeting, an outreach alert, a digital comment process, digital surveys, or a digital outreach meeting. What is required for the outreach meeting and the outreach notice? It must include the time, the date, and the location. It must include the manner to receive assistance. It must include the manner to request disability services. It must include a manner to request translations and an administrative summary. Those are the things required for the outreach notice. How must the notice be provided? The notice can first be provided through a city website. It could be provided through social media, or it could be provided through Channel 10. There is a minimum of a 20-day notice requirement. Any hard copies that are distributed should be distributed 300 feet far for in-person meetings. So hard copy distribution letters, 300 feet. If you're 300 feet, they must be distributed for an in-person meeting. That's if you are 300 feet at least away. You can be notified by email, by text to City Council, and or through the CAC. Email or texts to residents would be emails or texts that are in the registration database. The Community Advisory Councils, which is also known as the CAC, are community elected bodies created by the Detroit Charter Commission. It was crucial that the CACs be notified of the outreaches to participate in the process and to spread the word. So the CACs should be notified of the process. How must the notice be provided? Due to financial and staffing restrictions, additional spacing for the in-person notification is not feasible. However, the community engagement resolution will urge an increase in distribution spacing based upon the future availability of additional financial and staffing resources. The creation of the registration database was removed due to a separation of powers violation. So we had a suggestion that there is a creation of a registration database, but it was removed due to the separation of powers violation. However, the mayor's office supports the creation of the database, and the creation of the database will be a part of a community engagement resolution. Providing notification to all those that are in the registration database empowers the following groups to be a part of the process and spread the word, ensuring maximum community outreach. So notification will be given to residents, the lot club organizations, community groups, business people, food pantries, nonprofit organizations, and senior citizens facilities. The CACs and the City Council representing the impacted neighborhood are also required to notify registered users to spread the word, ensuring maximum community outreach. What must occur at the outreach meetings? Specific details on the management of the meeting, such as the speaking time, the facilitators, and etc., are exempt from the ordinance due to a violation of separation of powers. So the speaking time and the facilitators, anything, etc., such as that, are exempt from the ordinance due to a violation of separation of powers. However, we can add requests to the community engagement resolution. The administrative summary process will occur, and there will be a presentation. Then there will be the outreach meetings, and then there would be the impacted neighborhood comment. What what must be in the community outreach ordinance. You must have a detailed account of how the outreach was noticed. The report must be provided, and it must provide a report from the established community advisory council. If there is a community advisory council in the area, if they provide a report must be presented, and that would be for the impacted neighborhood. That would be the report for the impacted neighborhood. If provided a report from the established community advisory council representing the impacted neighborhoods must be in the community outreach report. All letters, comments, or reports from a residence, a business, or a neighborhood organization or community group within the impacted neighborhood must be in the community outreach report. Methods to address or why not addressed must be in the report. An itemized list or list of concerns raised by the impacted neighborhood must be a part of the community outreach report. What is a citywide proposal? And I'm going to talk about the class, because there are different types classes. The first citywide proposal, it is the mayor's annual recommended budget. That is a citywide proposal. A bond proposal. A citywide non-motorized transportation plan. A citywide park improvement plan. Any ballot initiatives, whether or not presented by the administration or city council, requires citywide proposals. So again, citywide proposals, what could be the mayor's annual recommended budget, a bond proposal, a citywide non-motorized transportation plan, a citywide plan for park improvements, and ballot initiatives. Those are citywide proposals. What is the citywide proposal outreach process? First, you need the proposal development. Then you have the outreach meeting. It should be one in each district or technology aided for 4 weeks. Community outreach report. City council referral. City council committee and public comments. City council formal session consideration and public comments. And once all of that happens, that is the proposal development. And that is the process. Class A neighborhood proposal. This is a different class. Class A neighborhood proposal. It consists of, number one, it could be a surplus property sale. And that is if it is 5 acres. It could be a streetscape, project construction projects, the camera surveillance technology contract, and or amendments to the City of Detroit's master plan. Those would be considered Class A neighborhood proposals. What is a Class A neighborhood proposal outreach process? Again, there's the proposal development. There is outreach meetings. It should be 2 in the impacted area, or if it's technology aided, you would need 2 weeks of it. There will be a community outreach report. Following the community outreach report, it would be city council referral. Following city council referral, it would be go to a city council committee, and there would be public comments. Following that, it will go to city council formal session for consideration, and there could also possibly be public comments on that. The next type of proposal is a Class B neighborhood proposal. What is included under that? Neighborhood planning study. What is the Class B neighborhood proposal outreach process? Again, we have the proposal development. There would be an outreach meeting, and 2 in the impacted area, or if it is technology aided, you would need it for 2 weeks. We need the community outreach report and the community outreach plan. It would then go to city council's referral process, and I would then refer it to a city council committee. And then while in committee, there could be public comments. Once it leaves committee, it will go to the city council's formal session for consideration. And also public comments can be held at the formal session. That will complete the proposal development. Class C neighborhood proposal. Class C neighborhood proposals are things such as the installation of bike lanes. What is the Class C neighborhood proposal outreach process? So the proposal is developed. There would be an outreach meeting, and there would be 2 in the impacted area, or if it's technology aided, there would be 2 weeks of a meeting, and then the proposal action, and then it's referred back as a proposal development. What is a Class D neighborhood proposal? Class D neighborhood proposals are things such as an installation of a camera, surveillance technology, or installation of speed bumps. What is the Class D neighborhood proposal outreach process? The proposal development begins. There is an outreach alert notice. And then there is the proposal action. And once that action takes place, the proposal is developed. Now, I don't know if there is anything to be added from the two that are on the phone with me. Do you have anything that you all would like to add that I missed? Kai or Mr. Solomon?
Council President, you also have V from the law department here, who is the attorney author of the ordinance as well.
I did not see her. How are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, Council President.
Good afternoon. Good to see you. Good to see you. Did I miss anything or is there anything you would like to add?
Nope, I think you did a great job going over, Council President.
Okay. Anything anybody would like to add? Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Anything anybody would like to add?
I mean, I would just add that I think it's a great ordinance. The mayor is in support of it. It just gives an opportunity for community to stay engaged. This is something like you said time and time before. The motivation of you creating it is something that will outlast this administration, your administration, and something that's serving to the people. So thank you.
And it is the first of its kind around the United States. And so I think it's always important to get the community involved. We have seen so many things get held up once it gets to the table because the community comes out and they say they didn't know anything about it. And so now this is getting the community involved with it so that can not happen. It will go to the community prior to coming to City Council. So now, if there's nothing else anyone wants to add from the mayor's office or from the law department, and I think it was important that we included everyone in this ordinance as we tried to develop it. We got all feedback from the departments, and I want to thank the law department for the work that they put into it, a lot of hard work. Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Thank you, Mr. Bowman, for the work that you all did. We really appreciate it. So now is the time for questions and comments. So if any of the audience has any questions or any comments, again, please press *9. If you are on the phone or if you are on Facebook, please post your question and we will get that answer for you. I do see 2 hands and I don't know which hand came up first, so if my staff can help me.
Council President, I see caller 290. Caller 290, your line is unmuted.
Thank you. Caller 290, you have the floor.
I guess that would be me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good afternoon again. My name is Denise Lomax, and I'm representing a community that I signed up with back with the city back, I want to say back in 2000, we want to go with 14. So one of my concerns are we have a bunch of vacant lots and they are filled with debris. I mean, people have, it's so much furniture and toilets, sinks, cabinets, stuff from plumbing, all that just nasty stuff, that piping. It's ridiculous. I have asked since last year to get a dumping camera. The mayor came out. He said he needed to see a consistency. So how consistent is it from one block to another full of trash? And they're doing it again. I asked about the dumping camera. Mona tells me she's working on it, but we haven't gotten a dumping camera since last year. People live on this block. They come in the middle of the night or whenever they come and they just dump the trash in front of the vacant houses on the
So-
front, on the line. They don't go up in the back. They just dump it right there in front. They don't care.
Let me
So
say this.
a lot of these lots that's over there is owned by Land Bank. How do we give them a ticket? Because they're not keeping up their property as well.
Let me say this to you. And your concerns are very valid. And I appreciate your concerns. However, this meeting was just to address the community outreach ordinance. We will have someone get with you to address those concerns. Mr. Solomon, can you give her an email address of someone she can contact or a phone number of someone she can contact to address those concerns?
So that yes, I can, President. So that person would be Mona Ali. I know we have fell into some financial difficulties with COVID. So I will have to look and see where she is at in that process. But even us, the cameras are so hidden or secretive. So for the illegal dumping, they don't tell us where they are. So they may have been moved there. They may have not been moved there. So let me confirm that for you. So I'll check with Mona and see how far she's gotten, and I will step in. And Denise, how are you? How have you been?
Okay. Thank you. And so Mr. Solomon will be getting back with you. So he definitely knew who it was because he spoke.
Oh, I know who it is.
He'll be getting back with you regarding that concern.
He does great work over there.
Thank
And
you.
Council
And thank
Council
you for the
President.
work that you do. Yes, Ms. Barnes?
Yeah, and so the illegal dumping contracts were actually referred to committee this week. So if you want to tune in to the Public Health and Safety Standing Committee at 10 and express your support for that, with the committee and the department will be there as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that information. Let's move on to the next caller.
The next caller is caller 862. Caller 862. Your line is unmuted.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, Councilman. My name is Eloise Jones, and I am in the community of Morningside, and I'm a captain of the Block Club. So the information that you gave today, this is the first time I felt engaged into the community. It's great information, and I was wondering how can I get maybe a copy of the information so I can actually read it and teach myself on what to do or whatever like that, because it's such a great information. I've never been on a website like this before to hear it in person. So I was wondering if there's any way I can get the information that you went over today so I can just bring it home and read it.
Most definitely. Ms. Wesley or Ms. Barnes, do you want to direct her?
Yes, you can email me, if you will, at WES.
WES.
LEY.
LEY.
The letter L. At Detroit. MI.
Okay.
.gov.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. If you email me, and so you're not on our email distribution, is that?
Well, I get it over the computer, but not in depth like I'm asking.
Yes, ma'am. If you will email me, I will email everything out to you.
Okay. That's great.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
This is our 5th meeting on talking about this. We've been having meetings discussing this out. You know, we have to have outreach on it. We cannot present a community outreach and we don't do our own outreach. So we have had probably about 5 or 6 meetings about this. And so my email queen, Linda Wesley, will email you the information.
Okay, thank you so much. You did a great job. I mean, that's so much information and it helps so much. I just want you to know that.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Be safe.
All right, thank you. Okay, I will. You too. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Do we have any questions from Facebook?
Just one second. I am looking right now. I do not see any questions from Facebook at this time, Council President.
Thank you. And I do not see any additional hands up. And so maybe everyone here has been on our calls before and have all their questions answered. So I'm going to ask you, Mr. Bowman, Kai, if you have any additional comments that you would like to make, any. Because if there's no additional comments, then we really don't have to be here for 2 hours if people have the information. So if you have any additional comments you want to make, feel free to do so.
No, Council President, on behalf of, just to echo Ray's comments earlier on behalf of Mayor's office and all of the departments that collaborated with your office, as well as with the law department to, I think, put together a really comprehensive and collaborative piece of legislation that, will last, the entirety of, long outlive me. And so I was happy to work on it. It's my first piece of legislation. So it's been great working with your team, talking to the community. I think, we've got a number of different projects coming up that we'll see instantly once this ordinance is passed, it put into effect. So looking forward to getting it approved.
Okay, thank you so very much. Mr. Solomon, Mr. Raymond Solomon, the second.
Yes, President. So in closing, I also just want to thank the hard work that your team did has been amazing, and on our end, our lawyer V and Kai, I'm in a ton of meetings a lot of times, so they really did a whole lot of this heavy lifting. So thanks to my team, and just thanks to your team for being relentless, being available, being transparent. So just appreciate it. And like Kai said, we just look forward to getting it passed.
Okay, thank you so very much. And I'm going to go to our hardworking law department. Any comments you have, any thing you'd like to add?
Thank you, Council President. My comments would mirror those of Mr. Bowman's and Mr. Solomon's. It was a pleasure working with this team. It was a pleasure working with your office, and Jasmine Barnes was amazing on this ordinance. Kai was always there. Raymond was always willing to put his 2 cents in and guide us and tell us what the proper procedure was. It was very challenging. It was a lot of hard work, but I believe that we collaboratively came up with something that is truly an amazing piece of legislation.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Barnes, you worked extremely hard on this. Do you have any comments you'd like to make?
I just want to thank Linda and everybody that came out. Linda has an engagement report that she worked on very hard last night that we will be releasing so everyone can see all of the different outreaches that we did. And I think Stacy just texted and said somebody said that this was the first time that they were engaged. So Madam President, thank you for your leadership to always make sure that the voice of the people are heard and allowing us to be able to carry forth with this legislation on your behalf. So thank you for all that you do.
Okay. Well, if there is no additional questions to be asked, Ms. Wesley, did you have any comments you wanted to make?
Not at this time, Council President.
And
I just want to say, on behalf of the community, we've gotten a lot of positive feedback about the community outreach ordinance, and so many people just say thank you for putting the work in to actually have an ordinance for the people, and they are excited to see the collaboration between City Council and the administration. And so we've gotten a lot of feedback on that. And so I say to you, again, I work for the best.
Thank you. Ms. Clayton, do you have any comments you want to make? We can't hear you, Ms. Clayton.
No, my colleagues have said it all. Thank you.
Okay, and then I see my chief of staff join. Stephen, Grady, do you have any comments you'd like to make?
Yes, ma'am, Madam President. First of all, I would like to say how proud I am to be a member of your team. When I first came on staff over 6 years ago, I was informed that you were the citizens' voice, and actions like this helped me to understand why you have that title. The constituent that called in a little bit ago who said for the first time she really felt as though she was truly engaged, that touched my heart, because this motion, this ordinance is going to be set in place for years and years after we are gone. It is your legacy, and it is a testament to you being the citizens' voice and giving the citizens an opportunity to become informed about important decisions that are happening in their community and to give feedback. This is going to make everything that we do in this city better, because when you engage constituents who are on the ground, who are at the area where you're trying to affect, they see things that we don't see. And by giving them a voice in the process, we will hear and see and understand things that they don't see, that they see that we don't see. And it's going to make everything that we do better. I also want to thank the mayor's administration and that side of the House for working along with us to accomplish this. The attorneys that were involved, the Department of Neighborhoods, all of the folks who were involved on that side had a spirit of collaboration. But I must also thank our Senior Policy Director, Ms. Jasmine Barnes.
Yes.
Yes, her name has become synonymous with amazing because of the work that she does. I have taken so many calls at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning and on weekends with feedback about the process. This has not always been an easy process to manage, but Jasmine's leadership has shown through. Her desire to want to fulfill the commitment, Council President, that you have to engage the people. I am so proud of this team. The way that Linda Wesley has engaged the community and literally served up community responses and engagement and involvement. The administration that Stacy Clayton has done to ensure that all of the behind the scenes connections are being made. Our team just runs so effectively and so efficiently. And that is because we know the level of excellence and the standard, Council President, that you demand of us, because the people demand it of you. And we are so proud and pleased and happy to be able to present this ordinance for 2020, 2021, 2031, 2041, 2051, and forever. We thank you so much for your leadership and appreciate you.
Thank you, Mr. Grady. So, Ms. Wesley, you got a question?
Yes, I just would like to add, you know, everybody can't, we're a team, and there are other team members that also help. And so I also want to thank Yolanda Lockett and Jarrell Mills, because between the three of us, we were on the phones, and we were doing what we needed to do to make sure that everyone was engaged. Then we had Ray Solomon, the father, Ray Solomon, in the senior homes, calling the senior buildings, making sure that the seniors were aware of the ordinance as well. And so each of us, we've had a part in it, and I just want to also acknowledge them, the many telephone calls that Margaretta has taken and Jolene taken as well in regards to it. So we've all played our own part in it. And I just wanted to acknowledge them as well.
Yes.
Thank you all. And then I also would not leave out Corporation Counsel Lawrence Garcia, who called me every time he thought there was a problem. And we talked it through. So I just want to say thank you to the entire team who worked on this ordinance as we move forward with it to make sure we get this ordinance passed and the community is engaged on things to come before the city of Detroit. And I look forward to continuing to work with everyone as we move this forward. So thank you all for the hard work that you all have done. I know it has not been easy because we have had some challenges in this ordinance, but we managed to get through all of them. So thank you all. I truly appreciate the work that you all have done. A lot of times people take work for granted that we do. And I can tell you, you guys have worked hard on this ordinance. Everybody has worked hard on this ordinance. And so I just want to say thank you again to everyone who have worked. I want to say thank you to the community who have added your input, because if it was not for your input, there could have been things that we missed. And so the community always counts to me. You are so very important to me. And so I just want to say thank you. And it just shows what you can get done in the spirit of working together. And we have all showed that we can work together, beginning with the community, going to the staff, both staffs of the administration, along with my staff and the law department, as well as the mayor, because he's had input, and the corporation counsel. So again, I just want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you to all of the people that have joined us each time we talked about the community engagement ordinance, whether or not you have been on every meeting or whether or not you just have been on one meeting or several meetings. I say thank you to you as well. I want to say thank you to those who have joined us on Facebook. I know you could have been outside doing something totally different, but you chose to join us to make sure that this was one of the best ordinances that could be put out for community engagement. The ordinance will also be online beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And it will go in the Neighborhood and Community Services Standing Committee, where we will be discussing it. Recently, Council passed a resolution that I sponsored to ensure that there is transparency in the expenditures of funds from the Federal CARES Act and from the COVID-18 funds. Please join me at 9 a.m. on Friday for coffee, tea, conversations, when we'll have our fiscal analyst, City Council fiscal analyst, Irvin Corley, and Deputy Chief CFO, Katie Hammer, who would join me to talk about how much funding we have received and how it has been and will be spent. Please follow me on Facebook or visit my website at www.brendajones.gov/Brenda Jones to keep up to date on what's happening in the city and beyond city government. Remember, it is not a requirement that you wear that mask in public places. Do it not only to protect yourself, but do it to protect your loved ones, your friends, and others. And lastly, but not least, I have a intern, Jarrell Leos, who I would like to wish a happy 21st birthday to. And Jarrell has been an intern in my office since last winter, and he is doing an awesome, exceptional, phenomenal job. Jarrell, thank you.
Council President.
Happy birthday to you, and many, 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 many more I might remember my 20s. No, I don't. I ain't gonna tell that story, but I do kind of remember my 21st birthday. Kinda. But I wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your day. Stay safe on your day. Again, everyone, thank you so much for the work that you've done, for everything you have put into this. I want to thank our interpreter, who also works extremely hard. Every time we have an interpreter, they are working. And we cannot take them for granted either. So thank you to the interpreter. Thank you to everyone. If there is no further questions, everyone have a wonderful Wednesday, and I will see you on Friday at 9 a.m. Be safe and enjoy the weather. God bless you, and this will end our meeting for today.